Now I'm going to attach a planer board, send it out the side of the boat. Now that we have our line set, I want to show you how to properly attach a planer board. But before that, you have to realize there is a left side and a right side planer board. Hey KastKing fans, this is Nussbaum here, and today I want to teach you a little bit about planer board fishing. Now, one of the biggest things when you're planer board fishing, today we're out here on Lake Erie, so we have a lot of water to cover. The biggest thing when you're coming out on Lake Erie is you have to use your electronics. You have to find out how deep these fish are and pretty much where they're at. If you're not on the fish, you're not going to catch them. So once you figure out how deep they are, you have a lot of options then. You control lead core, snap weights, inline weights with spinners. You can do a lot of different things out here. Typically what I like to do, I like to pull spinners on inline weights. Now, the time when these really start to take off is early June, and they start to work the whole year on from then, and they work great. Now, if them fish are down 30 feet, I'm probably going to use a 2 ounce, maybe 60 feet back. The rule of thumb I go by is when you're pulling maybe 1 mile an hour, 1.3 right in there, I like to run a 2 ouncer, and you can pretty much go 50-50. If them fish are in 30 feet of water, you let out 60 feet of line. It's really simple, but there's also a lot of charts online if you want to use different snap weights or inline weights, all sorts of things. Okay, so now that I found where the fish are at, how much line I'm letting out, so I've let out 60 feet of line, now I'm going to attach a planer board, send it out the side of the boat. Now that we have our line set, I want to show you how to properly attach a planer board. But before that, you have to realize there is a left side and a right side planer board. And the reason for that, there's actually an angle at the front of this board that's actually going to pull that board out to the left, and the right side board will actually be opposite and is going to pull it to the right. So now showing you how I attach this, I have regular old mono here. So you're just going to open that clip up, you're going to put that line right down in there until it stops. You're going to come to the back clip here. You want to leave a little bit of a bow in the line. You're going to snap that back clip. The reason for that bow in the line is for that planer board to work with the tattle flags. Now, if you're using braid, I want you to do one more step. With braid, you're going to put that line in there. You're actually going to make a loop and go back through it again. Now you're going to have just a loop like that, pull it tight, and the reason for that is if you're using braid, the braid will actually slip through there if you have a big fish on. Now that I have my board attached on the line, I'm going to send it out. I'm going to put it in the water. I'm pretty much going to slowly send it out, or I'm actually going to set a clicker. If you realize a clicker, I usually put it on the clicker, send it out, and pretty much you like to stack your boards evenly apart. You don't want a couple real close, one real far away. And water clarity is another big thing on how far I space out my boards. Now if it's super clear water, I will get them boards out a real far away, and if it's real muddy water, I'll keep them a little bit closer. Now that we got all our boards out and we're set up here, let me talk to you a little bit about the gear that I'm using here today. Right now I have a Wide Eye Series rod trolling 8.6 and the brand new KastKing Rekon reel. This is a brand new reel. I'm very excited about it. It's got the line counter on there. It's perfect for Lake Erie. Pretty much anywhere you're going to need a trolling setup, it's going to be awesome. Now simply all we're looking for now that we have our board set out there, if you have a tattle flag set on your offshore boards, you're going to watch that flag, see if it's tipping back. Now if you don't have flags on, or the tattle flag on your boards, you're pretty much going to sit there and watch that board. It's going to start dipping back, start pulling towards the back of the boat. Pretty much just like this one we got on right now. Now pretty much all I'm doing is just keeping my rod tip steady, not really pumping the rod, just bringing that board up nice and easy. Just doing a quick unclip. You don't want to hold that fish up down there. Try to catch back up to them. The biggest thing, you don't want to pump the rod a whole lot. Just keep the tip down and steady reel the whole way in. Yep, up catching lots of walleyes like that out here on Lake Erie with planer boards. And what I've taught you today with planer boards will work at your lakes, Lake Erie, and pretty much any lake around here. And this is Nussbaum from KastKing.